Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here. In today's video, we'll be talking about a rookie in Mike Sainristil who had the best game of his young career this past weekend against the Cleveland Browns, and I'll talk about his future and some other rookies as well. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, all that good stuff. It is my birthday today, so that would be a great birthday present from you guys to me, just hitting that subscribe button, liking, and turning on that notification bell, trying to hit 14K subscribers. And as you guys know, it's free to subscribe. Just go ahead and do it. It means a ton. Also, check out BetUS who's sponsoring today's video. But talking about this rookie, Mike Sainristil, a little bit of an up and down start to his career. Like the first few weeks weren't that great, but he started to get better and better. And against the Arizona Cardinals, he made his first decent, okay, that's a really good play. Like he had a nice breakup against the receiver. I believe that was in the Cardinals game. If not, it was the Bengals game. But he had a nice he sniffed out the screen and hit the defensive back and forced the incompletion. So that was a nice play. And against the Cleveland Browns, he hit Deshaun Watson as kind of a big hit out of bounds, and it wasn't a dirty hit at all. It wasn't a dirty hit at all, but it got Deshaun Watson a little bit riled up, and Mike Sainristil wasn't feeling it, and that was a good play. It saved a first down for the Commanders on defense, and that was the start of a good day for Mike Sainristil. He continued to ball out after that, and I thought he had the best game of his career so far. And you look at just his stats so far in the season: 22 tackles. Let me just pull it up fully right here. And the first few games weren't great. He was getting beat sometimes, allowing some touchdowns. But again, he wasn't necessarily being put in the best position all the time. And he was 1-1 on the outside against Jamar Chase. I mean, no rookie's going to be able to do well against Chase on the outside, especially when you're not playing in your necessarily position that you normally play, which is nickelback. But it's played in 5 games, 22 tackles, 18 solo, 4 assists, 2 pass breakups. You look at his stats, so obviously it hasn't been amazing. The numbers here, you look at it, this is PFF, so you do have to take it with a grain of salt. But his tackling grade, the first couple weeks was actually pretty good, was the best he's had, 82 and 77. Coverage wise, it's gotten better every week. Basically, you go from a 40 to a 55 to a 60 to basically a 60 again to a 67 against the Cleveland Browns. The best coverage game of his career. He allowed 2 catches on 4 targets for 18 yards. Like that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And he did allow, if you look at it, a touchdown in each of the first 3 games. So that's not great, but again, he's gotten better in coverage as he's played more games, which is good. And again, rookies are gonna have their up and downs, so it's good to see him get better. And they did have him as a 57 in terms of tackling or his tackling grade. I didn't see that in the game, like him missing tackles, but maybe he did. His run defense was the 3rd best of the season so far, 63.6, but his overall grade, 67.4, was the best game that PFF had him as on the year. I personally think it was even better than that. I just thought it was his best game by far. I think that game and the Cardinals game were pretty good. I think they were pretty good. And I don't think it's a coincidence that the defense as a whole played the best with against the Browns and the Cardinals with those decent performances by Mike Sainristil. I'm not saying he was amazing by any means, but I think against the Browns he was good. He was a good player. He was a contributing player on the defense. And it does help that you're playing Deshaun Watson in the Cleveland Browns offense, which struggles a lot, but still, you love to see it. It's still NFL football. You're still playing against guys like Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy. There was one play I think he kind of got beat in the end zone, and Jerry Jeudy dropped it. So I think the coverage could improve a little bit, and I think it will. And it's been getting better for the most part as the season's gone on. And other stuff in terms of making big plays in the run game and tackles, I think that'll start to come as well. It's just the more defense he plays, the more he's going to, or the faster he's going to be able to process things, which is going to help him out for sure, making these big plays. So haven't been extremely impressed by him over the first 5 weeks, but really, like, the only rookie that I'm really, really impressed with is probably Jaden Daniels and maybe Brandon Coleman. But he's been getting better, which is the biggest thing. And I think he's on his way to being a solid player for us. And that's what matters. It's still very, very early to judge these rookies. But, you know, these last 2 games have been encouraging. And just keep watching him. Let's see what he does. You know, against the Ravens, that's some better competition. You're going up against, you know, Isaiah Likely, who's a good receiving tight end who you might have to cover there in the slot. Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers, like, not amazing guys, but guys that can beat you. So it'll be a good test for Mike Sainristil, and I'm excited to see what he can do. But real quick, a word from today's sponsor. And a huge shout out to BetUS for sponsoring today's video. Go ahead and check them out at betus.com. Use my code YouTube150 for 150% first deposit match on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. It's a really good deal. Make sure you guys check them out. You also get 10% gamblers insurance, and they got the fastest payouts in the industry. They got MLB playing baseball right now in the playoffs. You got the Phillies and the Mets today. You got the Yankees and the Royals. You got some really good games. You got college football. You got WNBA. You got NFL, of course, the Washington Commanders playing a highly anticipated matchup against the Baltimore Ravens. They got props out for that game. I will be going over my picks in my next BetUS video, so stay tuned for that because there's a lot of things to talk about. But make sure you guys check out BetUS at betus.com, and as usual, bet responsibly. All right, so we're back, and again, a huge shout out to BetUS. So this is basically every week I'm going to highlight a rookie that I thought played well and then talk about some of the other rookies. Just go over kind of a rookie report and talk about all the rookies. So I talked about Mike Sainristil again, basically the overview. You know, maybe he was a little bit up and down and struggled the first few weeks, but I think he's starting to get a hang of it and has been at least playing better the last couple weeks. And then talking about some other rookies, Jaden Daniels. I don't need to talk about Jaden Daniels. He's a stud. He's been balling out. He had a good game against the Giants. Maybe started out a little bit slow, missed a couple throws, missed a couple reads, but he bounced back, had a nice throw to De'Ami Brown, and had some really nice runs. Just overall had a good game. Was it amazing? Maybe not. He did leave some points on the table and some plays on the table, but for the most part, he played better or he played well. Luke McCaffrey, I think, continues to play pretty well against the Cleveland Browns. 3 catches for 19 yards. 99% sure that was the line. Don't have it up here with me. Had a nice catch on 3rd and 5. I thought the DB got there early and pushed him, and should have been a PI. He caught it anyways and made some other plays as well. And there was one play where he was open for a touchdown. Nice little kind of started in the backfield a little bit, was running towards Jaden a bit, and then ran right back to cut to the outside. It was open. Jaden didn't see him, or I don't know why. He just didn't throw it to him. Ertz was kind of open too in the middle, and then Terry on the next play. But I think, Jaden is going to start looking at Luke more because he's 10 for 10 throwing it to Luke. I think he needs to throw it to him more. And you look at these separation scores. Let's see. His ASS score is among first and second year players is .217, which is number 1. Separation rate is 79.31, which is number 3 among wide receivers. EPA per target is tied 5th. So just some stats on him right there. I thought he played well in the Browns game and didn't get a ton of looks. Got 3 looks, all catches for 19 yards. He's also had a few plays, or at least 2. One against the Bucks and then one against the Bengals, where he was so close to scoring, like just a few, like a foot or 2 on both of those plays, and he scores. Or I guess the Bengals one was a little bit, he needed like a yard or 2, but still, he's getting close, and I think it's just a matter of time before he really breaks out. Some of the other guys, Brandon Coleman was not playing. He didn't play amazing against the Browns, allowing some pressures, but he didn't allow a sack, I believe, and Cornelius Lucas has been balling out. But I think for the most part, Coleman's been good. Johnny Newton, didn't really see him do much in the game. You got Ben Sennett, who still hasn't gotten a catch, but I think he's done a good job blocking, and I think his time's going to come in terms of making catches. But I would like to see them, or him get some catches. So he's been slightly disappointing. Jordan McGee's going to come back this week. I'm excited, or likely to come back this week. Javonte Jean-Baptiste, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, or Baptiste, he has been a pleasant surprise, has a sack on the season and has been making plays. Didn't see him make a ton of plays in the Browns game, but I do like him, and I think he's a good developmental guy for the squad. And I'm trying to think, Dom Hampton hasn't really played, but the rookie class is looking good. Headlined by obviously Jaden Daniels, but you have other guys like, Luke McCaffrey, Brandon Coleman, Jean-Baptiste, who they played well. They played really well. And then Mike Sainristill's on his way, and then Johnny Newton and Ben Sennett. I think those guys, hopefully, at least one of them will start to produce soon. And if I didn't say Brandon Coleman, he's been good as well. Very good pick in the 3rd round by Adam Peters. It was a good pick. They got a lot of picks this past year. They have a lot of picks next year too. So that'll be something that they'll be able to add to the team, whether they want to draft a lot of guys or if they want to maybe trade up and back into the 1st round and take another offensive or defensive player. That's something that they can do as well. But that's it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. Again, subscribe. It really would mean a ton for me on my birthday. Trying to hit 14K. Appreciate all the birthday wishes from some of you guys already. And if you guys stayed till the end, go ahead and comment down below. We'll go LeVar Arrington. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And make sure you guys check out BetUS. Peace.